Just got notified and updated here on this earthquake that struck off the coast of Russia. Was much bigger than an 8.0. Looks like it got upgraded to an 8.7 magnitude earthquake, which there has been a tsunami observed. We, along the west coast here in Northern California, are on a tsunami watch. That includes this area where I'm at here at Fort Bragg in Northern California. I'll be long gone before that tsunami arrives. It is expected, if it holds through, we'll be here at 11:30 at night for Northern California here. So 11:30 at night is the estimated arrival time. That's, in about 5 hours or so, somewhere around there. So I'm not in any immediate danger out here. The tsunami is a long ways away from me, and I'll be gone long before the tsunami comes up here. But I just wanted to clarify that that magnitude of an 8.0 has been upgraded to an 8.7. So far as that 9.0 potentially coming into play, I think that 8.7 should cover the largest potential magnitude there along the Kamchatka, which can run up to a 9-pointer, but that 8.7, like I said, it's a pretty powerful earthquake. Originally coming in as an 8.0. So an 8.7, obviously much stronger. I'm gonna go down here along the coast here. But like I say, I'm not in any type of immediate danger because that tsunami will not be here anywhere near this area until way later tonight. But absolutely crazy. I got off the live stream here just a minute ago, and I'll keep this person off the live stream just in case. I know some people don't need recorded, but yeah, I'm out here in the Pacific Ocean here, not in it. Fortunately, it's ice cold, but this is McCarraker State Park in Fort Bragg. For those of you that have been out here, you'll know that's a beautiful area. Wide open beaches here. Nice little walk that goes up there along the hills, the rock line there, and it overviews the Pacific Ocean out here. Absolutely beautiful and stunning, but also at the same time very deadly. So once again, looks like there was a tsunami that was produced from the 8.7, which is an upgrade from the 8.0, and there's tsunami watch here now. This is definitely a serious deal out here. If you go back on any of my videos here, you'll hear me talking about how that I still think that area is something bigger is going to happen, right? Sure enough, what did I tell you guys? But the funny thing I find here is that just before that 8.7 struck there in Russia, we had it registered a 4.8, then downgraded to a 4.3 right here. Oh man, hold on. I do not want to get wet. The waves are a little rough, but not because of that earthquake. This is just high tide coming in. But as I was saying, that 4.8 got downgraded to a 4.3 here along the southern end of the Cascadia subduction zone, which is pretty much this area northward. And it's a little strange because I'm thinking here that maybe, just maybe, this is just a theory here, that the Cascadia was just about ready to rupture along the southern end. And then that's when we seen the pretty much that teeter-totter effect there, where what's going to go, the west coast or an area over around Japan or the Kamchatka. So sure enough, we got the 8.7 over there off the coast of Russia. That's just a little thought here because it seems very strange that we had a 4-pointer, 4.3, directly on the Cascadia subduction zone, the southern end. And then literally about the same time or moments later, the 8.7 hits in Russia. If something big happens here at the southern end, this land is supposed to drop a few feet, so. But, I don't think that's going to happen. Hopefully that 8.7 there relieved a little bit of strain for the west coast. But I do have an evacuation route if I need to, if there's a tsunami coming in. Just over the hill here is my vehicle, and then a route terrain. But yeah, this is the Pacific Ocean. This is the area of Fort Bragg. I'm just north of Fort Bragg, a couple miles. There is an expected tsunami to hit here at around 11:30 tonight. I am not going to stick around in the dark to wait for a tidal wave. Had this been, you know, a daytime event and the tsunami was going to show up around the daytime area, I may document it. You know, there's lots of areas on higher terrain that I can get up on to get a video documentation of a tsunami hitting this area. But right now, a little uncertain on how large that tsunami is going to be. An 8.7 can, you know, create a considerable tsunami. I remember when that 9.1 struck there in Japan in 2011. It rattled some towns over here. Did quite a bit of damage across certain harbors in the area around Crescent City and Eureka. So nothing to mess with. Hawaii, I believe, well, I really don't want to get my boots wet. Hawaii, a little bit more serious, right? They're a little bit closer over there to the potential tidal wave. It's going to show up a lot sooner as far as the arrival of the tsunami wave. Once again, here in Northern California, it's supposed to be around 11:30. We got people even out in a little canoe out there, oblivious to what is lurking out there. Like I say, I don't think it's going to be anything right now to where they're going to shut down this area. It is a state park. This is McCarricker State Park. And more than likely, if this turns into a tsunami warning, they'll probably evacuate everyone out of here. I remember they did last time during that Tonga explosion. Remember a few years back when that volcano erupted there in the Pacific and sent out a tsunami. I came over here in the daytime to cover it. There was really not much of anything. There was still a tsunami watch, and this whole area was empty. They let me in here in the park. I do have the credentials to cover stories, right, for news purposes in my journalism and my coverage here on the YouTube channel. But I also do side work here for various other TV stations. So it's not like I'm a random person coming in here, you know, to document something, nothing like that. But with this one, I'm not going to stick around till 11:30 at night. I got the kids here. Missy Mimi's up here on the hill. Let me show you guys. She's live streaming, by the way. Yeah, so that's Missy Mimi's and the two kids there. We came over here to get away from the valley heat. It's 100 degrees back at home, so it's 64 degrees, overcast here, but had no clue I'd be underneath a tsunami watch. Again, for the latest information, guys, for the very latest information, you do want to go to tsunami.gov. Simple website. Unfortunately, I'm 2.5 hours away from home, so I can't get on the computer and cover this as much as I want to. But I just wanted to show you guys the live here that I'm right out here in the Pacific, safe. The tsunami is a long ways away from me right now. So I would not be down here on the beach like that. I'm get a few more brain cells than that, right? Either way, this is high tide kind of coming in. The seas are rough, stirring up a lot of the seaweed out there. But overall, just a beautiful day. I mean, absolutely beautiful day. It just goes to show you that things can happen at any given time. Just listen to these ocean waves, though. It's so beautiful. Now that's a little scary. 13 feet in Russia. Yeah, it's a little rough out here right now. Kind of reminds me of like a hurricane offshore there in the Gulf, you know, of Texas. I've been down there covering a couple of hurricanes before, and the waves were, well, they were a little bit rougher than this, the seas were, but for the Gulf. But this looks a little rough here for this area. once again, folks, the tsunami is a long ways away from me here. Even if one does make it over here, there may just be some, above tidal, normal tide heights out here. And for the most part, that's what happens. But I wouldn't be here on the beach at 11:30 at night when the expected arrival is supposed to happen. It does take a little bit of time for that tsunami to move across there. At least that's what I seen there on the tsunami.gov website. It showed about 2350. So that'd be 11:50 at night as far as the tsunami arrival time here. And what is it, like 6 o'clock right now? Which is about 6 hours. That seems about right. Actually, that seems a little bit soon, but anyway, like I said, check it out there on tsunami.gov if you get a chance. I won't be here. I'm just hanging out for a little bit longer. Yes, tsunami watch there. Oh, you got a warning up there in Vancouver? That's crazy. So if it is a warning, then that's one step up above the watch level, which is more serious. But I'm here in Fort Bragg. It's south of Eureka along the coastline, Northern California. And it's well north of San Francisco, just right at the extreme southern end of the Cascadia subduction zone. Again, I'm over here at Fort Bragg in Northern California. Little small coastal community. Eureka area. Looks like those guys are up there getting bored. There's not too many people out here today. It's actually pretty neat, pretty nice. Much better than 100 degrees back at home, but I'm just gonna stay here in stay here in Fort Bragg for maybe another 30 minutes or so, and then we're gonna head back. I need to get back and cover this activity. Obviously, I'll be back in time before any arrival here of tsunami activity on the West Coast. Hawaii, obviously going to get it much sooner. Again, just pay attention to your local news. Tsunami.gov is the easiest website to go to check out the latest information. It's pretty easy to maneuver on that site as well. It'll show you guys which areas are covered underneath a watch, warning, or advisory, or a threat. And I'm sure Russia and Japan are at the threat level. I can't believe they upgraded that from an 8.0 to 8.7. That is the Mega-quake that we've been looking for. That's that Mega-quake that we've been watching, and it was right around that area that I had some suspicions there. Pretty crazy. I'm just hoping here that maybe that relieved the West Coast here for a little bit, as far as any major quake happening out here for now. But you never know, right? Rebecca! Sissy! Okay. Oh, there we go. Oh, jeez. Oh, goodness. Yep, I will. I definitely will. Everyone else be safe out there as well. Gotta watch for these waves, man. Just so peaceful out here, right? I'm sure I'm not the only one that absolutely loves the peace of the ocean. What world is that? You guys see that? Whoa. What is that? That is something weird looking. I've never seen anything like that. I've seen jellyfish out here, but that's just, I don't know, some kind of weird sea creature out here. That looks like a jellyfish of some sort. A blue one. That's weird. Oh man. Yeah, so we're underneath the tsunami watch here in Northern California along the coast, and more than likely they probably won't evacuate. I think if it's up to a warning, then we'll probably get evacuated here. This is McCarricker State Park. Here's a parking lot way up there. A lot of neat sand out here. There's a lot of black sand. It's beautiful sand. Nice when it's sunny, but I'll take the cloudy days over 100 degrees. But I don't think we're going to get evacuated. Again, that tsunami arrival time is supposed to be around 11:50 tonight for Fort Bragg. Obviously sooner for other locations, depending on your location there to the Pacific. I think I'll go over here and say hi to Missy Mimi's real quick. So bear with me. This black sand, if you've ever walked in it, it is hard to walk in. It's almost like you're stepping into quicksand there. It's a really good workout on your legs. Sissy, what do you got? She can't even hear me. So it looks like tsunami warning upgraded there for Hawaii. All right, be careful, don't fall. Be very careful. Can you say hi? She's having fun out here running around in the sand. Just don't get it in your eyes there. I say don't get it in your eyes. I don't know. There's some weird stuff out here in the sand, so don't pick up everything, okay? Find some cool seashells. It's crazy. That area is capable of a 9-pointer, but 8.7 is pretty powerful, so I don't know if we're going to see anything of a 9.0 nature. I thought maybe if they kept that 8-pointer at the same magnitude, but they upgraded it to an 8.7. So I'm thinking that's going to be good for a little while along that area of the Kuril Kamchatka in terms of energy release. That's a big earthquake. But isn't that crazy? If you go back in my videos the last couple years, I've been talking about the Kuril Kamchatka Trench being the next spot there for the Mega-quake. Had my eyes on it for the longest time because it's almost the highest area for slip rate. And sure enough, 8.7, first 8-pointer, almost a 9-pointer. First 8-pointer in 4 years. It takes care of that. Crazy. All right, I'm gonna go back down here. Some very rough seas out here. But calming. I could literally pull up a sleeping bag and sleep right out here peacefully. Probably the best night of sleep I would ever have, except for underneath the tsunami watch, right? I wouldn't do that. Again, I'm thousands of miles away from a tidal wave that was produced over there off the coast of Russia along the Kuril Kamchatka from the 8.7. So I'm pretty well safe, and I'll be long gone before it arrives. I'll be back at home covering this on the earthquake, in the earthquake office here back at home. It's a couple hour drive, a couple hours from here. No, like I say, I'm safe. Everyone, I am super safe from here. It's 11:30, 11:50 at night is when the arrival is supposed to happen here. This is a state park. If there was immediate threat, I guarantee you there'd be, I think we got tsunami sirens out here somewhere. Either that or they would be evacuating everyone from the region. But right now we're just underneath a watch. Not a warning, not an advisory, and not a threat. It's just a watch. Just to see what happens, right? There's already obviously been a tsunami there across Russia from what I hear. Hawaii is underneath a tsunami warning. West Coast here, California where I'm at, up to BC, Alaska area is underneath a watch, tsunami watch. The lowest category, right, that can be in terms of warnings or watches or advisories and so on, similar to weather. But by the time that wave, if it gets here, and there is a tsunami produced, I will be long gone inland, back at home, 2 hours from here, and ways away from the coast. I'm not going to stick around here till 11:50 at night. Plus, that's dangerous, coming out here at nighttime in the dark, trying to observe and document a tsunami. Yeah. Yeah, I wish I could check